are back from our break, and next we have is the local emergency planning, your LEPC, and then everybody, since it is so loud in here with the windows open and the traffic going by, please make sure you step up to the podium for the microphone, please, and speak as loud as you can, because I've been yelling for 2 days now. Have you been talking to my children? All right, the first thing we have in front of us is the 4942, the LEPC with no changes. Is there any questions that anybody has for this one? All right. Next we have the county general, your EMA budget, with a lot of changes. So would you like to go through it and explain it, or do you want us to go through and ask?
This is the first one I've done, so maybe I'll just have you ask, and I'll do my best to help.
That's fine.
Make it clear.
Let's just start at the top. So you have your 20201, your office supplies. It went from 300 up to 6,200. Could you explain what the big increase is for?
Sure. So one, we're transitioning fully from, it was a part-time department before. I kept the budget the same last year so that I could figure out what exactly the department really did spend as a full-time department on the types of different things. Prior to it becoming a full-time department, it was kind of shared resource. He was 911 and EMA. So things like technology he had. He didn't need it independently for the EMA department, so I've had to take on the expenses of having those things independently for the separate EMA department, as well as obviously just general office supplies. Now that I'm there every single day, we go through a lot more stuff.
Okay, so exactly what, can you give us some details as to what the increase is for office supplies?
Sure. So paper, pens, supplying the EOC with things like highlighters. I'd like to get emails for the EOC. We currently don't have, we have one email. I was given a quote of $100 a month for the emails for the EOC positions. So when we activate in disasters.
I guess I'm confused. In email, we have county emails, so.
Right, there's a cost to the department for those emails. I have an EMA director email, but I do not have emails for the positions in the emergency operations centers, the planning, the EOC manager, the logistics, for them to share information and receive information when that is activated.
So we need multiple, I'm learning also, so
yep.
I'm trying to understand. So you need multiple emails for, you said planning, for planning, we have a planning department. I'm so confused.
During a disaster, so like right now, we have an active disaster from these severe weather events. The EOC gets activated, and there are positions in that EOC that gather data from the state, work with partners, request resources, monitor damage assessment teams that are going out and collecting that data. Those positions need emails. Currently, they do not have emails for those computers.
So, volunteer people don't have emails for those positions?
Well, I don't want it assigned to a person. I don't want it like every volunteer gets an email from the county. That doesn't make any sense. I want it to be position specific. So the planning seat in the EOC would have its own email. The EOC manager's seat and the laptop that coincides with that would have its own email. I don't think we need 20 or 30 emails, but one for each one of those positions that get manned during a disaster.
And how many positions are those?
So right now we have 10.
Sorry, choking on my own spit. Is there a reason that we're separating from 911 now with like the software and stuff like that?
Because they're two independent departments, so you got a license. Before, he had a license for Adobe. And he used it for both because he was working both. But that's one license. Well, that stayed with 911 and there's not a license for EMA. I've had to do that.
And what's the fee for the Adobe license?
Currently, because
And what do you use that for?
all the grants, plans, any kind of document that has to be created or submitted or anything like that, that's the Adobe Pro. Currently, I'm paying $26.38 a month, and I'm personally paying for that currently, so I'd like to have the county.
Well, yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
You're paying for that personally. Okay. And what else you got?
So I have a ChatGPT subscription that I'm paying for, and I have, it's called Otter AI, which is a meeting note taker, because I don't have any staff. It's just me. So when I attend these major meetings, the state meetings, the FEMA meetings, this comes on and takes the notes of what's being covered so that I can fully focus on the meeting and not taking notes.
Well, when our auditor doesn't have any type of meeting note taker or whatever, they do the notes themselves. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding why you need that. The auditor for the commissioner, the council, and all those meetings don't have that luxury.
Because
How much does that cost?
Yeah.
the Otter AI, it's $19.95 a month. Yeah,
And then how much is your Chat GPT?
$50 a month.
And what's the Chat GPT for?
The ChatGPT is for basically all the data gathering for grant justifications, for data for what's going on. So like recently I used it, actually brought an example to collect all the data on dams and levees in the county, what their statuses are, that kind of thing. Obviously, ChatGPT has to be fact checked, but at least gives me a baseline to start from. It identifies things that are known already, what I need to follow up on, and that kind of thing, so that I can better use my time instead of just going out and trying to figure out, okay, how many dams are there, where are they located? It provides that information to me right away.
Why do we need to know the dams and the levees and where their statuses?
So have you?
I understand there's flooding and whatever, but
Right.
we're not near the White River, so.
No, we are not near the White River, but in our area, so a lot of these are on farms, a lot of them are older infrastructure. If they were to let go, they would impact housing areas where we have members of the population, possibly causing evacuation conditions that would need to be taken care of. And it's part of the state requirements, keeping on top of how things are maintained in the area, where they're located,
So, Tom, how did you guys do this beforehand? If it was a state requirement, how did you guys do this beforehand?
We were full-time.
So,
Part-time, we
you didn't have to because it wasn't part-time, or because it wasn't full-time? So is there a list of full-time requirements that you have that can have to add to our stuff, so that we know all these different things need to be happening now, so that we can have a better picture of this new full-time department?
Absolutely, I can put that together for you and get it to you. Yeah.
I mean, is there an IC code that we
There's
could look up?
all kinds of IC
Oh,
codes.
I know.
I've provided some of them to Tara already, but I'll take that information and add anything that's not already on there from the payroll standpoint and get it to you so you can see.
Okay, do we have any more questions for the 20201? Is there anything else you'd like to add to the office supply list for the increase?
No, I tried to be very conservative with, I didn't want to just come in here and say, hey, I need 50% more money because I'm doing full time. I really sat down and tried to figure out what we really needed and only come to the table with that information.
Next, we have no change in your telephone. And then we have your training at 30308. You went from 2,000 to 3,500, so you have a $1,500 increase.
Yes.
And what would that be for?
That's also because of requirements. I'm required to maintain certification levels for the state as a full-time EMA director, and that's more training requirements than Costin had as a part-time EMA director.
Okay. Your property and casualty stayed the same at 11,500. Your 30360, your miscellaneous service charges, was at 10,000. You've increased that to 16,500. And what's that for?
So, the laptops in the EOC are going to need to start being upgraded to more current technology. They haven't been replaced in many, many years. And instead of trying to come to you with an additional appropriation that says, I need all 10 laptops replaced at once, I'd like to replace a couple every year so that it's on a cycle where they're being replaced in a timely manner, but not as a great big huge whack every handful of years. And we are more active. Obviously this year we've had 3 declared disasters, so the support folks need things like high-vis vests, gloves. You know, I've got damage adjustment teams right now out and about. We're going to have to replace those gloves, so I built that into the miscellaneous. Obviously, hopefully we won't have 3 disasters every year, but some years I'm going to have more expenses than others.
We have your 30374 repairs, parts, and service.
Yes.
Went from 3,000 up to 6,500.
Correct.
And what was that for?
I have multiple vehicles that I am responsible for maintaining so that they are deployable when something happens. And there was no budget for that. I think it was if something broke, we fixed it. And I'd like to start maintaining these things so that we are not having large expenses with things breaking that could have been prevented.
And you said you have multiple vehicles. How many vehicles do you have?
So I have the county EMA vehicle, which is the take-home vehicle for the EMA.
And so what exactly is the take-home vehicle? We've been asking this for all the departments. What exactly is it used for? Does it have lights, sirens? Are you doing mileage logs with it? How does that one go?
Okay. Currently, I have not been doing mileage logs. I certainly can. It is used in county for response. I drive it back and forth to work. It's used for hauling the trailers when we need to deploy resources. It's used to go out and do damage assessments. It's used to check these dams and these levees, the farms, all the different things that EMA is doing, critical infrastructure facilities, going and making sure that we've got current pictures of those, so if they were to be damaged, that could be turned into FEMA with pre-disaster documentation. All of those things go on. And then obviously if I'm going to training out of county, state meetings out of county, then I utilize that vehicle for that. But it is a daily use vehicle for the department, but it is also an emergency response vehicle. So the other night when the derecho hit and damage assessment needed to be done right away, when the tornado happened, I am able to hop in that vehicle and go immediately to the scene with the other responders and start doing what needs to be done.
And then you have other vehicles, as you said, multiple. So what other vehicles do you have?
So the county is responsible for the Rehab 1, which was ambulance that PCEMS donated to EMA that gets utilized by the CERT team. They load up all the chainsaws, traffic management equipment, all of those types of things when they get deployed out to do a response locally. And so I have that ambulance that I maintain, and then I have 4 trailers. With different types of equipment.
So why do we have 4 trailers?
So we have one that is for emergency communications. That is our comms trailer. That has all of the backup radio systems, the remotely deployable antennas, and boosters in it to boost communications if for some reason, say, the dispatch center were to go down, we had a big incident going on, we needed to have a repeater closer, and that's what allows the radio signals to be sent from one location to another. So that's the communications trailer, and it is full of nothing but radio equipment, backup batteries, that kind of thing. And then I have the CERT trailer with all of the CERT deployable stuff. Then when we have the cooling station that gets utilized primarily at the county fair, it gets taken out there. It's got air conditioners. People can come in, cool down, and avoid having a medical incident. It can be used as a mobile command post as well if needed.
Okay, so you've got five. I want to make sure I missed one. So you got your emergency communications trailer, you got the CERT trailer, and what were the other two?
So the cooling station trailer, which
Okay.
can be a secondary mobile command, and then the CV7 command vehicle, which is a fully set up multi-agency use command vehicle that goes out on all kinds of different things.
Okay.
That has satellite phones, computers, radio, weather station, all of those things.
And he left, so I can't ask him a question.
I think we went to check on the questionable alarm.
I heard that.
Yeah, we didn't know
multiple
where,
times.
yeah.
Okay, that was repairs to park service. So your mileage, 30481 was at 500. You increased that to 4,500. What's that for?
So that is for fuel and,
There's a fuel account, so is it? Yeah, we have a fuel account.
okay,
So those are separate.
gotcha. That was,
So this should be for fuel.
yes, for the vehicles.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Thoughts? This side? Questions?
No.
I did all talking this time. You guys talk now.
Understanding this went from part-time to full-time?
So, we did. We switched this from, when we split it out, we switched it from part-time to full-time. That is correct. And this is new for the county because it has been part-time for eternity. So I don't know what all is required, what all is not required.
Where's the office at?
It is out at the EOC.
Okay.
There was already a place for there out there.
If she meets requirements, you do get reimbursed for that
Right.
from the state or the federal government one, and it's substantial.
Okay.
It's substantial reimbursement.
Anything else?
No, I think if you do get us a list of the requirements and expectations of you being full-time, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Like she said, this is something new going from part-time to full-time, so making sure that we're all on track and checking all of the boxes to ensure we do get reimbursement and support from, the other government jobs, I guess.
Yes.
That would be appreciated.
Okay. Well, I'm sure, so what we normally do is, after everything's done this morning, we'll go back to the beginning of the book, we'll go back through everything all over again, because we have numbers that we have to cut. So, we have other things that need to possibly be added in, so that means more numbers that have to be cut. So we'll go through that, and then, we'll take the salaries, under advisement from the committee, the salary study that they did or whatever for recommendations, and then we'll go from there. And then once, we'll have a second meeting or whatever, our council meeting, and then everything's, depends on what the state comes back. So we won't know that till after the beginning of the year, so.
Are we striking the mileage reimbursement total and adding for the oil, fuel, fire
I'll
line?
switch it from mileage reimbursement to fuel account.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So,
She'll send you the.
whatever changes we leave in, or whatever we leave, take out, or whatever, once Christina, when everything's done, they'll send that, a revised one out to everybody.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
No?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Well, the weird things.
Oh, yeah. That didn't forget one, right? All right. Miss Deborah, you are up. How are you?
I'm new, so.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Okay, you're only partially new.
I'm new to this.
She's back.
I am new to this. Oh, please tell me about glasses.
If not, I'm sure there's somebody's you can borrow.
I did it. Threw in there. Can't see without glasses. Sorry. So I did not prepare this. So
That's okay. That's okay.
this was prepared before I got here.
So, so the first thing we have in front of us is your 1222, your statewide 911.
Yes.
We have the director's salary. All right, we've got lit stuff. Hold on.
It's all combined, so it was hard for me to decipher also.
Well, Christina. Oh, this is new. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There you go. I split it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So, make sure that we are looking at our new papers that Christina gave us. That have the little,
The special staple.
yeah, the special staple.
I didn't know that feature was on there. I was trying to do a no staple.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just happened.
Yeah. It's all good. So,
Director is coming out of.
this is one of the,
1222.
yeah, this is one of those split budgets, depending on what the numbers come back as. Do you understand that, Deborah?
Yes.
Okay. I figured you did, but, so we switched in since this isn't you. So we've got the director's salary moved from the, PSAP to the statewide 911. Do we know why that was switched, Christina?
What? Sorry.
Director's salary.
It's double advertised.
Yeah, I don't think it should be in the 1222, right?
It's not double
It's not on
advertised.
1235.
It should be in the 1235, I believe.
It doesn't matter which one it's in,
Okay.
1222 versus 1235. What I have to do is look at how much money do I want as a budget in 1222 and how much money do I want in 1235.
Right.
And then I move accounts accordingly.
Okay.
And I was trying to get all the salaries in one budget instead of having them in two different budgets.
Okay. Salaries in one, benefits in the other.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because it was some of them salaries in 1222, some of them in 1235.
Okay.
It becomes kind of a payroll nightmare.
Yes, very much so. All right, well, we'll just skip that part of it since we won't know what the benefits will change as salaries change. Let's go down to, let's go down to office supplies. They've stayed the same at 2,000. And please, Deborah, speak up as we go through this.
So can I, what were they before Claude Filter took over, the office supplies?
2000.
They've always been 2,000, okay.
This is a department that has always worked bare bones on a year-to-year basis for years. In 2025, he only spent 1,300 out of there.
Okay.
Does that help a little bit? to have that?
I don't know what was bought from the time Costin left, and I've come back, and he's used quite a bit of it this year. But again, I don't know. It just says Amazon, so I can tell it wasn't paper supplies that he bought. So I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah.
fancy stuff in there.
Evelyn?
Yeah,
Everybody buys from Amazon. I've seen so many Amazon capital services through these claims.
To show what he bought. Okay, that might help me when I go buy supplies then, because I don't know what he was buying, so.
And
Oh.
so it's beneficial, we don't get charged, taxes or the shipping and all, that's why a lot of them
You
went
get
to that.
prime, you get
Okay.
prime without being charged prime.
Nice, okay, all right. That makes more sense why I see all the Amazon accounts.
Paying your AIC dues.
That's right. Okay, the fuel. Nothing was spent out in 2025. There's $2,000 in there. Do you guys have a vehicle?
I'm guessing it's for the generator.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you left. I had questions. Way to go, Tom.
I was taking care of air conditioning.
He's taking care of the judge.
Is it fixed?
Partially. Everything's working except for the,
Our side?
Except the
you
air.
got your leads, got your.
Seriously?
So the 2,000 for the generator, which I know has been utilized.
And that's also for the county highway. That's the same, it feeds the county highway. Yeah.
That generator feeds the highway and 911?
Yes.
Huh,
Gas pumps.
okay.
Fuel pumps.
Well, does that still take into consideration since we have new fuel pumps? Generator, highway. Okay. See, we're all educated today. Telephone. That we spent $56,000 in 2025. In 2026, they budgeted $87,000, but decreased it to $50,000 for next year. Christina, did you know the thoughts behind that?
They are not spending what was appropriated, so that's another reason why they decreased that. And like the telephone so far this year, they've only spent $9,574 so far.
Then how did we spend so much last year? I can look, I'm sorry.
So can I interject here? I don't know how he's been paying bills, because when I look, it's not out of what I would have think it should be out of. So that's probably part of the problem.
Well, there was a $14,600 bill back in January of last year to HyperReach.
So that's when I sent out the message to let you know that the courthouse was closed, that's what we use as any emergency message is HyperReach.
That's $14,600.
So that comes out of their account?
Yeah, we run the HyperReach. Any kind of tornado message or, there's somebody loose in your area that the police are looking for, we'll send out a message to that area to say, hey, shelter in place or whatever.
I understand that part of it. I'm just thinking if it's a county resource like that, maybe that should be something that comes out of the commissioner's budget.
No, because it's your emergency 911.
I know, I'm trying to help 911 budget because it always needs help.
It won't, it'll make it for the next couple of years, and then it'll go
They're
into
just gonna
county
absorb in
general.
county general, most of it anyway.
Okay, fine. I'm trying to help here.
So I don't know about I would have to go through everything to see how much is actually being spent on telephone items.
Well, we decrease it down to 50,000. Christina, do you think that is a realistic number for them to spend?
I mean, according to how it's being spent this year, there was also another $11,200 for Westel Spectrum 911 solution annual service and maintenance for 2025. That was taken out last year's telephone.
Okay. Well,
Their normal telephone bills are small, but there's been a couple of big things that's sticking out for 25.
Repairs and maintenance, your 303, you've spent 207,593 in 25. 286,750 is budgeted for this year, and 315,425 was increased for next year. What have we spent out of that?
Repairs and maintenance?
Yeah, we've spent, well, it's not computers, 267,135 out of it so far.
That's for the towers.
Well, there's $30,000 one for Justin Dorsey Plumbing. There's an $8,000 one for JES and Sons two-way, which could be part of it. Otherwise, oh wait a minute, here we go. 21,000 for priority dispatch.
That's our training. So why it's in maintenance, I don't know, but the state should reimburse that.
Well,
And if you look below that, there's your Westel that was paid in 2025 out of telephone, it got paid out of repairs and maintenance this year.
and there's another
And
hyperreach
HyperReach.
is in here.
Yeah, so last year they paid Westel and HyperReach out of telephone. This year, which had a different director, he paid out of repairs and maintenance. So that's another reason why the numbers are skewed, which Deborah was looking at it. She already emailed me
Yeah.
and said this isn't making sense where they're being paid from.
No, there's no consistency here.
Right.
It needs to have a home.
So I mean, that happens when you've got
I know.
different people doing it.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
the priority needs to go under training.
So-
Get reimbursement.
I would think, yeah, I turn that in, there's some stuff that the state won't reimburse for, so we have to have somebody who can, listen to the calls, and the state for some reason won't reimburse that, or they weren't reimbursing that. I'd have to check into, see if they're doing it now. So anything priority dispatch mostly can be reimbursed. Tests that we take, training that we do, any new person, the state pays for their training. We may initially have to pay for it, but they do reimburse.
Well, so, like you said, so 20-some thousand could be moved to training to put that in the appropriate account. But we have the tower stuff that has come through here, like the 135,947 for Colossus. Is that the tower? What is that?
What is the,
Colossus?
I don't even know what that is.
They go by a different name.
Do I'm
It's
You-
Caliber Public Safety.
Caliber.
Oh, Caliber, so that is our CAD system, yeah, the computer system that we use.
You click on the attachment, it tells you what it is. I know, you're
Mine's
learning.
not, no, mine's not as quick as yours.
Is that an annual fee or do you know?
For Caliber, yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I think they do one update a year, and I think it has to be paid for.
And is that program working good? Not
Oh, yeah,
working good?
yeah. We use it, all the officers use it.
I know we've had some technical difficulties with things. I'm having technical difficulties now.
So, so how it sounds is the 3030A needs to be increased to something exceeding 21,000 to cover the priority dispatching. And that's just for,
So, and I say that, it's training, unless they've upgraded cards, the card sets or something that I don't know about. I don't know if the state would pay for that.
Well, I mean, we could add, like 25,000 to the training.
25.
And then decrease the repairs and maintenance by 25, if not more, because we won't have the tower. Where is the tower stop? Did we find that in there, Christina?
Did we ever figure out
The
what was
tower's
going
been being paid by additionals.
That's what I
It
thought.
wasn't budgeted. But you had a $460,000 additional and a $400,000 additional. And then because of Terry not showing up to meetings and stuff, you didn't give the full second. You gave them just what was outstanding invoices.
I know.
It got pushed back again too because of the rain, so being able to put the pad down.
But Mr. Inslee did get Cloverdale Hartman the deed, so that part of it should be moving forward. Okay, because he told me that last night after the meeting. Okay, we'll just move the 25,000 from repairs and maintenance and put it down in training to fix that part of it, and then leave everything as is,
on?
you know?
As far as in your mind, for future budgeting for like the, what is it, not Westville, what was it? The two that were paid under phone 1 year, then maintenance, where are you going to want to?
So I would assume Westel would be paid for by telephone, because that's our phone book.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? I forget, I'm sorry.
Hyperreach.
Hyperreach,
Yeah.
we send that out over the phone, so
Phone.
that could be considered a phone thing too. But there's a lot of things, so for the contracts, he's only got 1,500, and so the Vestas, which I've already talked to the attorney about getting rid of, that contract, but that's a contract, Colligan's a contract, KDM is a contract, but he's paying for it out of maintenance and support, or wherever. But I would think that would be paid for under professional contracts.
But it does, like, I pay Lau, who is my software company, out of repairs and maintenance. So, but it sounds like, I mean, she needs time to
Actually
be able to go
look
through
at
these
it.
and look at these.
Mhm.
So if you can, you know, say, I approve this budget.
Yeah.
But with her being able to move
Actually
things
see
around
where she
to where it
wants
makes
things.
sense, account-wise.
That's fine.
I do know something else that needs to be discussed, because this is something that started to be discussed before, previous administration, going to 12-hour
12-hour
shifts.
shifts.
Yeah,
Um,
we've been,
We've been looking into that and going with AOD and FLSA. The sheriff's department can do it 80 hours within a 2-week period. Because they fall under a different FLSA law. She's looked at it too, and it would be a lot better coverage, better for the department.
less overtime.
But less overtime in the end, but you're doing 36 hours 1 week, 48 hours the next week. So that's going to be 8 hours of overtime.
So,
We may have to look at what's in the, because you have 50,000 in overtime, does that need to be adjusted?
so I talked to Hendricks County, because they do the same thing, and they follow the FSLA rules also. And they start their time different. They start their time at, so for night shift, it would start at midnight
Yeah.
on one Saturday and end at 11:59 the next. So they're getting, one shift is split. So it's not 12 hours, it's 6 hours. So they got 42 1 week, 42 the next week. If that's something that AOD can do, to split that one shift halfway through.
We talked to Brittany. and-
I have not,
and think about it.
no.
Will
Just did it,
doing
remember that
will
last
that
night.
50,000 cover you then for overtime
I would have
next
to look
year?
into that and see also.
So we will leave the budget as submitted for her to be able to dive into it to see how she needs to move the numbers around.
She needs time to look at
Oh, yeah.
all the different vendors and how it's been getting paid and see how she wants to adjust it, and then she can transfer.
Yeah, it's a lot to look at, and with other stuff, I've not had the time
Yeah,
to do
you've
that.
had a lot.
So yes.
Gosh, Deborah.
A lot of this I did, but
Mm-hmm.
then when I go to look and see where everything was paid, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do, so.
Okay.
Yep.
That work? Anything else? All right, we added papers to this, so is there anything else in here that I'm missing? That one? Nope. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yes.
I'll get with you.
I talked to one of the guys over there, and it's one of the good parts. We talked about this kind of the changes or whatever. It's like, yeah, you know, they would have been interested in it, but that's kind of. And then with bringing somebody in. Everything is what it is. Hopefully it all works out for the best.
Hopefully that'll cut down the PTO overtime.
And then that department has always had so much.
There's they're gonna shut down.
It was just so many years ago, we dropped the door, because everybody came to get trained and went to the other places to get better pay.
Oh, yeah.
So once we got that fixed, that helped. Yeah. I know. Let's see.
Small, read date and stuff. So 91, so in fact, so I got the 93. What do I do now? I can go across the street to Texas and get you in there.
He was holding it against his chest to get it to up to 90. On his chest, he's rubbing it against his chest. It took it out to 90, and then he sent a picture of it to you.
You're up, sir.
Oh, we're
You
up.
have to stand at the podium, sir. Thank you.
Oh, yeah? You are?
Yep, yeah. We're not kidding.
And talk really loud.
There's background noise, and it's just a mess.
Yeah. Well, it's the same budget that we submitted last year, no changes really. We had those changes last year with the county fund and the pretrial diversion in terms of 2 of our employees. So we appreciate that, and that's the same this year. So no other changes this year from last year on our portion of it. There was a change in Vicky's request that I can have her talk to you about in terms of some IT costs that she's going to incur for some changes to their stuff that's being required by the state.
Okay.
So, do you have any questions
Do you
for
have
our
any
stuff?
Questions for the prosecutor's offices? No?
Okay.
No? Thank you, sir. Vicki, ma'am? That's bad. This is bad. He's giving legal advice before she goes upstairs.
I see you laughing, Stephanie. Yes, my the state is making us have IT support now every month, and so that's a cost that wasn't budgeted in from years prior to that, and that was an extra $1,800. Other than that, my budget's the same, except Jim did make a good point that once the annex is built, our office will be moving into the annex, and we will not be having that $1,900 a month in rent for the building that we're in now.
Do we have any questions? We are on Title 40, your 1,000 for County General.
It wasn't mentioned.
Here you go. Sorry. Where are you at?
December 16th.
We're on the 1,030.
So, we're gonna have to, I'm just looking.
So their lease will expire in December of this year, I believe.
Okay.
It'll convert to a month-to-month, so we have relayed to her that we're probably just going to ride that month-to-month until, we don't exactly know when that date's going to be, so.
We're hoping it will be a move-in of October, but with
Yeah.
weather, you never know.
So I think it'll just be a month-to-month until they can move.
Austin, I just looked at, it's a 90-day term, we have to give 90 days notice, so.
As soon as we know more as to how we're
Right,
going
I think when it gets to spring and summer, we'll have a good idea.
Okay.
It may take longer to get all their stuff moved anyway, but
Right.
I've made Elizabeth know that's what we're
Okay.
continuing to do.
Is there a difference in the rent charge for month to month as a lease, or is it the same?
No, it's the same.
Perfect.
Elizabeth's always been really good with
Yeah.
that. So, awesome. Do we have any questions for her? And the, her unappropriated one is the same, so it's just benefits, so, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very well. He's over here.
No, I'm finally hit the right page, I'm just trying to figure out what goes with the what, you know.
So Vicki is her Title 40, she's the director of the Title 40, that's out there on Indianapolis Road. And that, they will be moving to the annex. And they get, so that department also has the title, you're good, I'm just explaining. They have reimbursements that they get from the state, 33% I believe that they get from the state. Which along with the prosecutor's office has some, whatever files that they touch that deal with that, they get reimbursed, along with the clerk's office also, they get reimbursed for handling that stuff also. Are you representing?
I am, because they've changed the court schedule because of the closure, he's still on the bench.
Okay.
And Tamlo is not here, so.
Welcome.
he needs to be on the second.
Jump right in.
You're up, buddy.
So I know nothing about previous year's budgets. I did look through this real quick and saw what changes they had proposed. And I know one of them you guys mentioned this morning, the allowance for the uniforms. I think the only other changes were the public defender's 3% increase under the contracted labor. And then I also believe there was some increases in expenses related to jurors. They've had more jury trials this year than they've had in a while, both courts. So I don't know if that's a forecast that the trend is going to continue, but basically it says, Tamla's notes say, jurors increased due to the fact that we had to transfer funds to cover our last jury trial. So, I mean, we're sitting here with, 4 months left of the year. I don't know if there's any juries left set, but I think, again, they just based it on the fact that they had to transfer some from this year.
Understood. Since there was not an increase with the uniforms for the sheriff's office, we will probably just leave that one at the 2,000.
I will let them know.
Is that a consensus? I don't want to speak for everybody.
So it is, and again, I think Danny or somebody said this morning, it's already on level with the sheriff's department, and that's where you just did propose and leave. Okay.
That's your Superior Court. That incentive didn't change, public defender, that's it. That's too easy for Jim. We need something harder.
Yeah. So the budget for the uniform right now is 2,000, and it's just staying there.
It's just gonna stay at
Okay.
2,000.
I didn't know if the sheriff's went up any at all, but it's just,
No.
I know you said it was staying static, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
just staying status.
I prefer it if this is it, but. What? Yes, I did support them.
Oh, so you brought a hype girl, someone to get you pumped up?
She
Well,
takes care of me up on the 4th floor.
Was it voluntary yesterday?
I stayed yesterday for about 30 minutes, and I went to my office across the street. I thought I had a tech review meeting, and I came in, and Lisa said, "No, it's next week." And I said, "I'm leaving then."
Yeah, but
You should have been in here, it was full.
And my wife says, "Did you invite the girls to come over to work in your private office?"
all right, that's it. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
don't have that in my notes, how easy this was to make.
I think looking at this note, they're wanting $1,250 for each one,
They want
2,000 total, not 2,000 for each.
What?
Yeah.
Uniform line increase from 2,000 to 2,500.
Or 1,250 for each person.
Each.
So if the sheriff's is 2,000 per each. You know what I'm saying?
Is the sheriff's 2,000 each? Christina, do you recall? Is the sheriff's uniform allowance 2,000 each?
I don't think so, no.
Because they have 25,500 grad or something like that.
Yeah, so
I think that needs to get 1,000.
1,000 each, which would
Okay,
leave
all
this
right.
at 1,000.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Just want to make sure that was not a,
No, 'cause so in circuit court, they've done the exact
Okay,
same thing
all
also.
right.
So they tried it the last few years to increase it.
Right.
Yeah, because the deputies
Keep them
are,
the same as the deputies.
Okay.
Because they're in there day in and day out and wear and tear theirs more than,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to make sure that wasn't a,
Well, they usually have polo shirts with just
Well-
embroidery on it. They don't have like the
full
gear.
uniforms.
well, in the sheriff's department, some of their attire is changing to the shirts and stuff like that also.
Then why is, okay, I'm gonna ask this.
Yes?
Is there two bailiffs in this?
One magistrate, one superior. The magistrate is in Superior Court.
Okay, so there are two in the Superior, but.
2 for each,
Yes.
yes.
Magistrate doesn't have a separate magistrate. The judges, I guess, they didn't want to separate it out.
I know they're not here. Circuit court, They increased the uniform allowance, so we can fix that. So so Circuit only has one? Okay. See, I just lied.
Superior only has one, and then you have one bailiff and magistrate. The judges have magistrate and juvenile probation into their budgets. They don't have them separate.
Okay. That's not an increase for the probation officer, and then they have the 25,000 increase for the guardian ad litem.
Yes. I think did they provide information on the guardian ad litem in the jail? I was gonna say, I think that's a requirement now that they are requiring GALs to do certain things like supervising visits and custody disputes, assigning them for divorces and other civil matters. GALs and CASAs. It's something, it's a mandate that they're requiring, if you just experienced that in another county.
Okay.
That would be my assumption, however, we do not have any documentation.
Correct. Well, while we are waiting on them, since we are running early again, let's go to auditor. She gets, Commissioner said she's nothing. There is a $1,000 stipend for
That's
grading.
something new. You may want to pause on that one, because I did that one as a grant stipend for that one to go along with the, she gets from Jody. But Teresa has talked to me this week, and they weren't aware that they could put administration fees in there for extra work, because they all are getting stipends from them. So they had said that they're researching to add stipend for that position. So if that's the case, then Mayor will have to request that.
Okay.
That can be struck.
Okay. Denied. See? Denied.
Not denied, just moved to another budget.
When do we know on that one?
Well, can I get, yeah.
When will we know? When will Teresa know?
She's checking, she has Garrett checking now. They're gonna look because especially their department is the department that is adding a lot of extra work for Evelyn and Brittany.
Right.
So they're gonna check and see if they can't do a stipend for both.
Okay. Let's see. Office supplies did not change. You've already spent $6,000 this year. Do you really anticipate on spending?
I never know. And I do the supplies for the commissioners and the council, so it's 3 departments in one.
How much were these binders?
I recycled mine. Thank you. This is my same one from last year.
I was keeping
I have
my
mine.
binders.
I was a good girl. I turned mine back
Bring mine
in.
back in. So we'll take $5 off.
She has increased her repairs and maintenance.
And that's my big increase, that WOW increased their fees. That's who I have my, and I do the treasurer's and the auditor's software for property tax, financial, payroll. We also do remote claims. We have AOD for the time clock systems that in the commissioner's budget. It's in my budget. I also do the data pit stop, which has the fixed asset program for all departments. That's in my budget. And then there'll also be a small monthly fee starting for digitizing all the transfer books. And that way, anybody, anywhere will be able to access and see all the transfer books. They're on the last set of books.
Well, does anybody have any questions for the auditor? Fine. All right.
Not Teresa, I mean, you do yours. Well, he's here, so he's the only one showing up.
Yeah. Garrett, is he taking care of everything? Teresa and then we'll be over.
Usually Renee.
Renee comes down. We're 15 minutes early.
Now, so you do yours. Yours is pretty easy though. And I put raises for all county general in your budget,
Right.
and I didn't calculate what a 3% or whatever it is, so I mean, I just threw a big number. So depending on what you approve for salaries, I'll go back through all the budgets and take that out of yours and put it in there, and then I can punch and have a new numbers.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be anything like that number, but you have to advertise high.
Right. Is there anything anybody has questions on for our budget, would like to increase, decrease, add to? Can anybody hear me?
I heard you.
Sorry, you're the only one hearing me today. Anything on that end? Carrie, Wade? Okay. Yep, that was my question. Yes. That was, yes. So I don't know that if everybody is aware or not, but Miss Jackie, this is her last budget session with us, as she has decided to run for county auditor and has, do you have opposition in the fall? And so she is the new county auditor in her county. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll be in October.
Oh, okay. So, do we leave that in there, or?
He has not even started with the money, basically. So we know somebody who wants that job, we might have to reach out to him.
Okay. So, you wanna just leave it as is and, or?
If they don't have that kind of position or something that comparable, then you can always do a budget reduction and remove it later.
Right.
Maybe you ought to leave that in there and she can take a leave and come back and help.
Yeah, take a sick day.
He'd come back and help us.
Part-time.
Make it where it doesn't conflict for them.
Christina and I kind of talk about it.
Judge, would you like us to come back to you now?
No, I'm ready.
We're early and you're here early, so are you the only one coming from all your departments?
No, I think we'll see Renee, and I think we'll see,
Teresa?
Teresa.
Okay.
And then I think, Craig Bridge is in court, so I think that.
Inslee already came.
Mr. Inslee came in.
Yeah, I told him to submit the budget all zeros. So my budget, is, just exactly the same, from the previous year. The only thing that I'm asking for some consideration on is, for some of you who've been here, I know Stephanie knows this, but some of you might not know this, is a program we have called the CASA program, it stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. So under Indiana law, a kid has to have representation in court when that child is subject to a Department of Child Services case. So, hypothetically, Stephanie and I have some children together, they've been removed from our care. That child or children have to have a voice in the So, that's, you all give about $6,000. I jumped that up right when I became a judge only 2 years ago, and it's just kind of slowly crept up, with a very small percentage. So anyways, that's what that does. That's what that person does. We have volunteers in our community to do that. They gave me a compilation. They do 4,500 volunteer hours a year. And what that means, they go and talk to children. They go talk to children's providers. They go talk to the foster parents. They go talk to the parent. They testify in court. They do all this stuff, and they're not getting paid for it. They did also, let's say, 9,000 miles. So, yes, clearly it's a volunteer. Our volunteer pool, unfortunately, is diminishing, which is unfortunate. That's how it is right now. And we are in hopes that will be stopped if we have a little bit more money. Like, why do you need a little bit more volunteers? Well, we need to train some more volunteers, number one. And number two is we're going to have to start hiring some lawyers to do that, okay? And our lawyers' fee around here right now is about $250 to $300 an hour. So quickly figured but, if we did it on the public defender system, let's just say it's $100 an hour. Still $100 an hour times $4,500 hours, excuse me, obviously a huge number. So we want to keep the volunteer thing going. We also need more kids that are involved with the divorce system to have what's called guardian ad litem, which is what CASA is.
Can you go up there and talk, please? They can't, nobody can hear you in the recording thingy.
Well, we don't want anybody to hear.
I understand completely, I'm on the same page, but I'm getting yelled at.
The people
Want to start in the beginning?
No, don't have to start from the beginning.
So anyway,
Sorry.
That's okay. So what we need though really is kind of a twofold thing. We need some more money for the CASA program to train some more volunteers, but we also are recognizing that we don't have enough volunteers and we're going to have to hire professional people. And I'm going to try to do that. Right now, there is as you all know, there's continual more and more cases of what we call self-represented pro se. So what that means is that you don't hire a lawyer anymore, and AI has even made that so much in just the last 6 months. It's incredible, and some of it's good, some of it's not so good. But anyway, we have such diametrically opposed between mother and father at times about the child. We have to hire somebody called a GAL. And CASA mainly is involved in just the Department of Child Service cases, but every once in a while I ask them to go and interview a child under a divorce case along with the magistrate, and we just need more money for it. I hate to say that, but and it's going to cost, like right now we got a person that does it $1,200-$2,500. We got another person that does it about $1,000. So obviously we use the $1,000 person more often, but it's just a need that's going to continue. I hate to tell you all that, but you can ask Renee from our juvenile status. As far we're still about the same amount of number, but just the divorce cases and the cases in which mom and dad are living in separate homes, and dad's saying one thing, mom's saying another, and we can't ferret it out in court because they don't know how to get the right witnesses there or anything. So that's why a CASA program is in existence. It's a law, okay? It's not like it's a, oh, this is a great, it's just a nice thing to do. It is a nice thing to do, but it's also the law. We've got to have these people. And, I want to use the volunteers more than the lawyers because they're less expensive and they're, quite frankly, just as good at times. And a lawyer thinks of it on a legal basis, and a CASA thinks about it on more of a family basis at times too. So it works well. We've lost 3 of our people that have been with us for 25 years. So we're trying to figure out where we're going to get some other people, and I'm just trying to say, hey, we're going to have to hire some pros, some people we're going to have to pay, but we also want some money to be able to train some other volunteers to get the word out that we need some more volunteers to be CASA people. And if you don't believe me, come Tuesday to a court and watch what the volunteers do for that kid. I know you all are very busy, but I would gladly accept you all sitting in there and watching one day of that, either in the juvenile delinquency cases I do with Renee and Samantha, or in the chintz cases the magistrate does. And I used to do those forever, but the magistrate was kind enough to accept those when we got her position. So that's, other than that, that's my budget is just the same. It is no different. That's the only request.
Do we have any questions? No? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We've got the public defender with no change. We have the general fund family court project with no change. We have the alternative dispute resolution with no change. We like this. 2050, juvenile probation administration. Would you like to come up?
Oh, yes, at the podium.
Yes, otherwise I get yelled at.
I was hoping Teresa was going before me.
Yeah, I guess.
God, and we're black.
Okay, so my budget's pretty easy. It's just what we collect in, our salaries come out of Judge Headley's budget. So our probation user fees, and I think it's about the same, maybe a little, but I don't usually spend all that every year, so.
The only increase that we see is 2,000 for per diem and conferences.
Yes, and we don't even usually spend what I just added it to it. We have a little bit of a savings, so just in case, we've been going to a few more conferences, so I just wanted to make sure I had enough money in there. But typically, we try to go to conferences that are free. So, and typically, if we go to Indianapolis, we just drive back and forth, so we don't stay. But
Do you have any questions?
Nope.
All right. Thank
okay,
you.
thanks. I'll say my spill. I know we're mandated by the state on our salary, but unfortunately, we haven't got a raise in several years. But I really, if you guys can find anything for county employees, like our probation assistants, people like that, I'd like to see them get a raise.
Thank you. All right. Adult probation.
I'm feeling pretty good up there.
We have your your county general adult probation in there. You have a $2,000 increase for your repairs and maintenance support, Keisha.
Yes, that's basically, a lot of it is the system that we're using costs a lot of money to, and it's our IT support and stuff like that. I mean, it's just got so expensive. They're charging us a lot of money for our IT support. I thought at one time they talked about getting a IT person in here, but I don't think you've ever been able to afford to do that.
Well, we haven't budgeted to do that. It's getting the quotes out there to get an agreement done, but the commissioners have been very busy and haven't had a chance to do that. So
Oh, okay.
still,
I didn't know what they were doing
Still
about
would
it.
like to get it done. I have some samples of some from some other counties that I need to get to them, so.
Yeah. Well,
Joint effort.
I just think that if you look at all the money that everybody's spending on that IT, and it just keeps going up. It's not going down.
No, that will
Anyway,
not go down.
that was basically what the county general wanted.
Okay.
I didn't ask for any additional money and salaries or anything like that
Okay.
out of them.
Your 2,000, your adult probation administrative one.
Yes. The adult probation, where there was a small increase in the salary. And that was due to, was $865 difference from last year to this year. And that's due to one of our employees was bumped up in rank, Ashley. So I think she got a little bit more of a raise last year than we expected. So that's why that's a little bit higher. And then I did ask for a raise in salaries for the probation officers. I think you all got a letter from me and asking for that. We also are asking for $1,000 in equipment, which all that is, as you all know, all that's going up. So it's there. We might not need it, but I need to have it in there just in case. And then I asked for a $2,000 raise for our IT support.
Where's that at,
Yeah,
Keisha?
I don't see that. Is that in the other budget?
Is it in your other budget?
It was under repairs and maintenance.
That's not.
I'm sorry. Under the repairs and maintenance, I asked to bump it from 2,000 to 4,000.
So you would put the increase of 2,000 to 4,000 in your general fund for the IT support one.
Yes.
So we talked about that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Am I messed
I
up?
just want to make sure we didn't miss something. But then your 2,000 account fund of the adult probation, you didn't increase, you didn't increase that one. You left that at 8,000, where you wanted that increased also?
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, that's a general fund. I was messed up. No.
Okay, so leave that as is.
Yeah, we'll leave that as is.
Okay. That equipment one, she said that, that's the one that she may or may not need that one.
It was 27 last year, is what was said.
Do we have any questions for this one? Your SATP?
Right. There's a $9,000 in personnel, and that was due to the switching from Brian Cox over to Stewart. So that's all that is.
And then you have an increase in your equipment for the SATP
Yes,
by $1,000?
yes.
What's that for?
Yeah, that's all I've asked for. And that would be, they're part of probably the IT.
Do we have questions? No? Jay? You have a question?
Yes.
I didn't really follow the switch personnel for the assistant salary. Why did the money amount change? I didn't quite follow
Okay,
that.
Brian was the new guy, is paid more than Brian was. He has his, he's been in the field longer, and he has his CSAMs. So he made more money than Brian made. Brian was also paid partly out of a grant. So the new guy is paid out of the alcohol and drug.
This is a
Now
probation
he-
officer, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's a probation officer, which is a state mandated salary.
So that was a mandated one.
Now, he does not take insurance, so that really saved us, so we don't have to provide him with insurance. His wife carries him on insurance. So that saved us a lot
I
there.
just kind of follow along.
Sure.
No, it's a legit question.
That was confusing because he gets paid out of multiple places.
Yeah.
No, I had the same question. I'm just glad you asked it before I did.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Anything I can answer? No?
Yes, thank you. I removed my paper and I forgot. See, I need reminded. So take-home vehicles, we've been asking all the departments, how many you have, what's their use, do they have sirens, lights, do you have mileage logs?
Okay, we have 2 take-home cars, and they are for our field officers. They're used for them to go out in the field. They can be called out. They're on 24 hours, 7 days a week. They can be called out anytime by the police, by one of our probationers getting in trouble. So that's what they're used for. We do have logs that we log in that, you know.
So you have mileage logs that go along with those?
Yes.
Are they marked, lights, sirens, markings?
We don't have them marked only because when you go up to the people's homes, it's got probation all over them. A lot of times they won't answer the door. Now, they do have lights.
What else am I forgetting? That's it? Anything else? All right.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, thank you, folks.
Hey, Teresa.
Who has the second car? Who has the?
Both of I have two.
So-
I have him, and then I have another one. too.
Who's your other?
Brian.
Brian, that was the name.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was just on the salary change. I thought we said it went from Brian to somebody else.
Brian Cox is his name.
So who did the salary, the probation officer, what did that switch to? Brian Cox to who? On the salary change for SATB?
Stewart, Luzarder, Luzader.
So that Stuart doesn't have a take-home vehicle?
No,
Okay,
no, nobody else in our office does.
okay. We're just trying to get it all straight in our
I'll
heads.
take one more, give me. I don't live down there. Just joking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That conclude our budget workshop.
It does continue the budget workshops. We have lunch, we can take lunch, we can start all over and take a 5-minute break and just keep on working. What is the will of the people? Don't everybody speak at once.
So say lunch, we're back to.
Take lunch, come back? Is that what you said? Okay. All right.
At first I thought you said skip lunch and get back to
Did you say
us.
skip lunch?
Well, I'm just sitting here thinking, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if we're gonna be